Hey guys, happy Sunday. I'm gonna keep this one kind of short and sweet because I feel like it's been kind of an exhausting week, and I think maybe we all have a bit bigger fish to fry at the moment. But I still wanted to make this video and put it out today because I still wanted to talk about it while it was like kind of still on our minds, and to provide a little bit of normalcy for myself, for you, perhaps a bit of escapism. So I hope you guys are having important conversations in your circles and in your homes. I know I am. I'm also having them on social media, but here, right now, we're just gonna talk about something else for a few minutes. So, Murph was last weekend. I know my gym still did Murph. There was a couple small groups that kind of got together, like how we did it, but Strange also held a Zoom Murph. From what I'm seeing, most people still did it this year, despite the quarantine, despite gyms being closed, and I think that is amazing. So Murph is a hero WOD, and it has also kind of like bled out beyond the CrossFit community, which I think is really cool. And the workout itself is a 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, 1 mile run with a weight vest on. So briefly, Michael Murphy was a Navy lieutenant, and he was killed in Afghanistan in 2005. There's a lot of information about him online. If you've seen the movie Lone Survivor, he was played by the actor Taylor Kitsch. And essentially, this workout was apparently his favorite workout, and he called it body armor. And after he was killed in Afghanistan, they decided to rename the workout in honor of him, make it a hero WOD, and now we do Murph every Memorial Day. So, this Memorial Day, as we all know, and like I kind of mentioned earlier, was a little bit different because a lot of our gyms are closed. And when I was thinking about it myself, the last 3 years, this year not included, I had performed the workout prescribed. I had worn a weight vest and I had gone straight through. But the thing about this year is not only is it hard to work out at home, not only is it hard to work out alone, but this workout is tough and it's a lot of volume. None of us are in the same shape we were in a couple months ago. That's just a fact. When you are not in that same space, when you're not with your community in your gym, you're just not working out at the same intensity. You know, I was doing longer workouts, I was doing big sets of stuff, but that's just not the case in quarantine. And so when it came time to do Murph this year, at first, it was like, okay, we'll do Murph, we'll wear the vest, we'll go straight through, kind of like by default, because that's what I've done the last 3 years, but I started to think about it and I'm like, I just don't think that's smart. So what I decided to do was to modify it. And the way I was going to modify was still wear the vest, but I was gonna partition the middle part. So I would run a mile, and then I would do 20 rounds of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats, and then I would run a mile. And while I'm still doing the same amount of work, by not forcing my body to go 100 pull-ups straight through, 200 push-ups straight through, 300 squats straight through, I'm not putting the same kind of fatigue on my muscles, and I'm not quite destroying myself in the same kind of way. And so that was kind of how I decided to still participate in Murph, but to be smart and to be safe about it. And I know a couple people who did it like they always do, and they went straight through, and I don't want to say they paid the price, that feels extreme, but they were wrecked by it. It sucked, and their bodies felt terrible after. So now the kind of like the point that I'm like building up to is that there is sometimes an ego in modifying. A workout like Murph is this big benchmark workout, right? We do it every year, the whole community does it, like people wanna know your Murph time, you know, and so to perform at RX is kind of like this badge of honor, so to speak. So, I mean, hero workout or not a hero workout, when we're in the gym, you know, there is a little bit of ego in RXing or modifying. And if you're someone who typically RXs workouts, like that means something to you and that's important to you. And whether you want to admit it or not, there's a little bit of ego in it. And there's always, you know, our ego can kind of get in the way sometimes if there are moments like during injuries or coming back from vacation where we probably should be modifying, but we know what we can do. We know what we're capable of. So we RX despite our own health. And I talked about this a little bit on Instagram, but I kind of just wanted to reiterate it here and speak it to people. But I modified Murph with no shame. Because I was being smart and listening to my body, and I know that I haven't been working out at the same kind of intensity or volume for the last 2 months, so how could I expect my body to take on this kind of workout? But also because these workouts, these hero workouts, like this should be the last place for ego. These workouts that we do are not about us. All the other workouts that we do, they're about us. They're about our health. They're about our performance. They're about our competitions and our goals and the things we want to achieve. And we want to burn calories and get stronger. And, you know, all those workouts are for our own personal gain. These hero workouts should not be about that. They should not be about us. Because the reason we do them is to honor other people. We do them to sweat and challenge ourselves and to push our bodies to say thank you and to realize how lucky we are to be able to do these workouts and to realize how grateful we should be that this is the kind of suffering we chose today. So hero workouts just aren't a place for ego. Like, why are you gonna make this about you and about your score and about how fast you can go and about how big of sets you can do? Like, when it's not about that. Like, if that's what you think Murph is about, then you miss the point. So I put my ego aside completely, and despite having RX for 3 years, I said I'm gonna modify this year because it's not about me, and so I want to make sure that I do this right, that I put the work in and that I'm pushing myself, but I'm also staying safe and being smart. Anyway, that's my little speech. Sorry, it was a little rambly, but I hope all of your bodies have since recovered from Murph, and that maybe some of your gyms are opening up soon, and that's exciting for you guys. That's all I wanted to say. I had a good time doing Murph this year. There was a small group of us that all did it together, and yes, we had to share a rig and that slowed us down, and yes, I modified even though I've done it RX for the past 3 years, but like, we put in some work that day, and that's what matters. And we sweat and we suffered to say thank you, and now we can just keep on trucking and hope these gyms open up soon. But that's it. So thank you guys for listening. I hope that, I don't know, provided some insight or something, and I'll see you next week.